Alright, Spreaker. I just posted it up. It's showing on Facebook and YouTube supposedly. So hey, who knows? Restreamio connection failure. So Restreamio cut me off. So what this means is going to be a whole bunch of shows. So we're going to end up cutting Restreamio off because we don't want to confuse the people. Wow. Let's see what's going on over here. Alright. I got too much stuff for the signal. And it's cutting off and cutting on. Let's go over here. See those five? Look. Every time it do that, it adds another string. So we got 7 of us right here. Oh, good. Alright. Well, I'm wrong about that. That's good. So it's best to go over to the podcast. I posted a link up. I posted up again so that you can have it. But we're going to start the show, family. That's what we're going to do. So y'all get ready. If you hear snoring in the back, it's just Mr. Curry. Don't mind him. He's just snoring up a storm. That's what we do. We work hard out. We work hard in these parts. Refresh the stream. We'll do show we on YouTube too. Post those up so people can find us. Alright. So we ain't gonna even deal with that. We see Restreamio is acting foolish. We're not gonna act foolish with it. Got some young men in the house. Wanted to see how Brother High Tim did the show. And of course, you know, when they want to learn, we got to be there to teach them, right? All right. Well, maybe they just wanted to do the job. I don't know if they wanted to learn how to do the show, but y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we start. So once again, we streaming again live on Restreamio. I'm wondering if the Wi-Fi is on this thing. All right. Too late for that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the black signal. For those that's able to hear me, you will be able to go to the Spreaker site, which is best because we see that this signal is just taking a whooping. It's taking a whooping. So what I'm going to do, I know what I'm going to do. So we're going to take this off here. We're going to stop it. We're going to get off this program. And we will record it for ourselves. Like so. Then when we get done, I'll just try to upload it. Can't stop the mad genius, dog. This is what I do. Alright, so we're going to be streaming strictly on my Spreaker app. This app right here is a podcast, and it always goes strong. We're gonna let them know we on Spreaker. Signal is weak. We'll upload show later. If y'all want to do some video editing, I'm going to fool around with that with y'all too. And do some video editing if y'all want to learn that too. It's nothing. I ain't going to say it's nothing. It's time consuming, but I could teach y'all how to do video editing. You do videos? Either one of y'all do videos? Y'all know how to do video editing? Y'all, that's something that you might want to consider really, really looking into. So now, what we're going to do We got that mic plugged in. The sound right here is real low. And y'all look like y'all some whisperers. So I'm gonna hook y'all up real quick. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So y'all, since y'all all quiet, I'm not ready. I left my other piece. That's what I get. So these new phones, they got this app. They got the thing where you got to use a special plug to plug in. And I'm sitting up here telling y'all to stay ready, and I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for y'all this morning. But anyway, so we're gonna get it popping off. Family, I want to welcome you. You already know where you are. This is the home of the stubborn minority, where the congregation of the mighty gathers, where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Come on, sir. Come on, Anime. What's going on? This is the Heart of a Simba production, and this is the Daily Toast, where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. fam, I want to say shouts out to everybody that's joined us now and later. I want to apologize to all those that will be trying to get to us on Facebook. I'm going to allow this to upload while we out at Libations this morning, right after we get done. I got some young brothers that wanted to join the show, at least see how the show was done. I want to send shouts out to Brother Kwame. I see you out there, my friend. You know, he done got hooked on that Spreaker. And I just talked to our mutual friend about getting that app for Apple so that all you got to do is push a button and you can tune in. If you do have Android and you're tuning in over Spreaker, we do have the Android app. We don't have the Apple app. Apple's kind of expensive. So family, go and drink up your water and we're going to get straight into our toast. You know what I'm saying? Lifting up our ancestors and do what we do here. Now, we are on day 2 of Simba. And these two young men, they are in the fire tribe. And like I said, I guess Tykees told this young man about the show that I do every day. And I walked in the room, almost had a heart attack because I had this big brother sitting on the couch and two others. I said, oh man, I done talked all that junk on the internet. I'm not ready for this beatdown. But hey, they was here. They said they was gonna be here. I thought they was joking because I got an appointment with them at 6:30, which is in about 36 minutes. But I want to make sure that we got together and do what we do every morning. So y'all know tonight we have our Folk Tales for Grown Folks discussion, our our show where we get together and we do some wisdom mining. And so that people that don't know what wisdom mining is when we take information from our ancestors and we do the work to try to dig down and get the information from them. So let me share the folk tale that we're going to be running through tonight. All right. So the one we're going to be doing today is called The Thrush and the Fowler. Now, I randomly pick these. It ain't even random. It's like page 329. So those that's been rocking with me, I don't know how long, but we finally are almost done with Aesop Fables. As a matter of fact, we only got 2 more stories in the whole book. Then we just going to start all over again. All right, here we go. The Thrush and the Fowler. Listen up. Hopefully there might be some wisdom in here. Let's see. A thrush was feeding on a myrtle tree and did not move from it because its berries were so delicious. A fowler observed her staying so long in one spot and having well bird-limed his reed, caught her. The thrush, being at the point of death, exclaimed, "O foolish creature that I am, for the sake of a little pleasant food, I have deprived myself of life." Come on, anime, let me hear it. We're going to have a good discussion about this one tonight. We're going to have a great discussion about this one tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do call-ins because right now the whole show concept fell apart with us not being able to stream. And I don't know why, because ain't nobody else streaming at this point in time. So, of course, we're going to do the show where I might record it, but of course, Spreaker is always there. So we're gonna shut it out for Spreaker. So one more time, just so that you can think about it, you got time to think about it tonight. I want you to listen to this because this is some real wisdom here that we could use. A thrush, which is a type of bird, for those that don't know, was feeding on a myrtle tree and did not move from it because its berries were so delicious. A fowler observed her staying so long in one spot, and having well bird-limed his reeds, caught her. The thrush, being at the point of death, exclaimed, "O foolish creature that I am, for the sake of a little pleasant food, I have deprived myself of life." Oh man, I can't. We're gonna tear that up. We're gonna tear that up tonight. All right, so now, before we get into the toast, Let's see if there was anything that I posted up in the news yesterday, or if anything anybody in the family posted up in the news. Let's see here. All right. Well, I think we did this yesterday. Perspective Tennessee just showed that white supremacy is alive and well, because in these southern states, they still be celebrating Confederate soldiers. Now, I really want the audience to think about this. We have whole states that will celebrate Confederate soldiers, when in all reason and deed, Confederate soldiers were traitors against the United States of America. So, in a sense, and even in a sense, we're celebrating treason within the country. The whole country fell apart, went to war, brother against brother, during the Civil War, because you had Confederates and you had Union. Union was the United States. Confederates were others. They decided to be others, and they broke away, and you got people all over this country, nowadays, all over the world, celebrating Confederate generals. Now, we got to be very careful about that, because the question is, what are we teaching our young people? I ain't going to cuss as much. I ain't going to cuss because I got young people behind me right now. Brother Kwame says, wasn't there president just speaking of those who don't like the country to go back to where they came from? Oh yeah, that's that's your boy, the Great Pumpkin. The Great Pumpkin is telling people from other countries that that he believe don't belong here, and that's in Congress, to go back to their shithole countries. That's a Trumpism. So I can say that in front of the kids. Y'all let him just say whatever he want. I mean, in many ways, I look at Donald Trump and I laugh, because some of the stuff that he get away with, I mean, it's just, Donald Trump could be smoking a cigarette right in front of you and be like, I don't smoke. This is not smoke coming out my mouth. I mean, it just blatant lies like that. And we got to be clear on that. All right, Cory Booker left speechless by McConnell's descendants of slaveholders remark. So, once again, of course, y'all know we're going to cover this on the show. So, Mitch McConnell came out the day before Juneteenth. Brother Kwame said Confederates didn't like the way the country was, and they didn't go back home. He let them stay. They able to stay and get celebrated, right? Slaveholders and all. But speaking of slaveholders, Mitch McConnell, and for the young people that don't know, he's called the Speaker of the House in the United States government, which one of y'all, one of the symbols in one of our organizations, one day will be Speaker of the House. Y'all heard it here first. We training them up. Yes, believe that. Day before Juneteenth, right before the hearing on reparations, stated that he didn't think that people needed to pay for something that happened so long ago. Slavery happened so long ago that we should just let it go, blah, blah, blah. So, like 2 weeks later, the news report came out that Mitch McConnell's two of his great-great-grandfathers were slave owners. I think they owned a total of like 14 slaves. A majority of them, now listen to this, a majority of them was women. I'm going to say that again. A majority of them was women, and they had what they call mulatto babies. I'm just throwing that out there for you. I just want y'all to just think on that for a minute. All right? Anyway, it came out that he had that in his ancestry. So what do? He comes out gets up in front of the people and say, once again, I find myself in a position where I agree with Obama. Obama was against reparations. I'm against reparations. Obama's ancestors were slaveholders. My ancestors were slaveholders. So on the timeline, we got where Cory Booker was confronted by the question. And Cory Booker got such a crazy look on his face because it's like he was so shocked by the response of Mitch McConnell, which, by the way, as angry as it could make you, was ingenious. Ingenious. I mean, straight strategy, straight chess, brilliant. I mean, even though he got a neck like a turkey, he is a brilliant. That was whoever his team is, he got a good team. And since one of the Simbas one day will be Speaker of the House, right? They gonna have an excellent team just like that. They ain't gonna have a turtleneck though. They ain't gonna have y'all gonna have a turkey neck. Huh? You gonna have a turkey neck? No. You gotta look good when you running the country, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see if there's anything else in the news before we get into these libations. O'Rourke, so somebody else running for president, they're gonna start falling off soon, so be ready for that. O'Rourke says he and his wife descend from slave owners. Now, family, the piece that I want to stress is this. We don't want the focus as far as reparation to go to who owned people and who did not. That's not what the reparations movement is about. If you want to wrestle with that in your past, you can. The reparation movement that we are on right now is once again throwing up the claim against the country of the United States of America, against the United States of America for what they allowed and what they were involved in. Because when we talk about the slave trade, we have to be very clear that we're not just talking about slave owners. Where did the slave owners get the food, the processed food to feed the slaves? Feed our people. Let's just say it like that, because I don't want to make it like I'm separate from them. Where did they get the food? Where did they get the chains? Them chains had to be made somewhere. Where did they get the clothes? Those clothes was made somewhere. How did they ship them? Because a lot of y'all think that many of your ancestors jumped off a damn slave ship in the South. No, all the slave trading happened in the North. And what's going to really blow some of your mind when you start doing the history of your family is that you're going to find that a lot of your family may have started up north and were sold from up north after living a life, establishing a life, was torn away from the north and marched down to the south because cotton didn't become king first in America. Look at it. Learn your history. Understand. Cotton wasn't always the number one product. So before cotton, we were doing other things. But once cotton started popping off, and then they cut off supplies of Africans coming over from the continent, where did they go for their labor? They came up north. And they bought people who were already established their freedom. They kidnapped people from up there and marched them down south. Many of the very expressways that you travel on every day were first walked by some of your ancestors going from north to south in chains. So this whole slavery piece is a national phenomenon. It's not just racist people down south. It was a business that many people made money from. Who provided insurance? Who loaned the so-called slave owners money to build and to get seeds? Who collected the taxes from all these things? So please understand, it's bigger than being mad at white people, family. You have a government that allow an injustice to be carried out on you, carried out on your ancestors that affect you until this day. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, Uh-oh, tobacco. Here we go. See, this is why you got to have people on the show. Brother Kwame say tobacco, sugar cane, and then cotton. So we went through now because I don't know if y'all remember, but Yvette Cornell in her one of the books they read, they talked about Virginia. And in Virginia, the top crop at first was tobacco, as Kwame put it. Tobacco. As a matter of fact, tobacco was used as money. Come on, family. And all that was grown like in the northern south. The quite you hear the name, you don't really think south, but it was kind of in that area where those ships first landed, the Virginia colonies. Come on now. All right, so y'all got your cup. Drink your water. Y'all finish your water. We about to do our toast so we get up out of here. We got some work to do. We got some trying to develop some nation builders here. Warriors, actually, but y'all know the history. All right, so we going those that don't know the rules. All right. On the daily toast, so we promote health because we can't really salute and toast our ancestors if we are unhealthy. So the first step in every day that we start off by drinking our water. Now, usually y'all know already I drink more than that, and the healthy amount of water for an individual to drink is half their body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you should drink 100 ounces. I start off with about 32 ounces in the morning. So this is why we sing the water song, drink your water. You start your day by drinking water. Of course, you take your breath first. All right? So we can't really celebrate our ancestors if we are unhealthy. All right? So first, we start off with water, then we start off with a health drink. What I got here, of course, y'all know is that ambrosia, but I'm doing it for the young man who might not know behind me. This is a health drink. This is made from fermented tea, green tea, and raw honey. Make it ourselves. This is one of the business that our young people gonna take over. Now, if y'all don't want to, y'all can drink some more water, but it's totally safe. You want some? Don't be sneaking in here trying to get my stuff. Now, this is the older stuff. You want to try it? This is the older stuff. Now, for those that don't know, that ambrosia, or what they call kombucha, is also known as Jun or June, is a probiotic. And it feeds a major aspect of the human body that a lot of people often ignore. They don't recognize that there are more other microorganisms in your body than you have human cells. So there's actually more viruses, bacteria, and molds in you than there are human cells. And what this does, this helps promotes the growth of healthy bacteria and yeast inside of yourself. And it helps clean you out as well. Now, this one is not as sweet as it should, or as you would like it, because I say honey, and you probably like, yeah, honey. This is, you don't like honey?
I didn't hear honey.
Huh?
I didn't hear you say honey.
Oh, yeah, got honey and green tea. Honey is what causes the process. So the process it ferments, and you'll taste it. So first off, family. First, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. From there, we move to our list of ancestors. And for those that don't know, we got a list of our ancestors. And hold on, with my little black book. So we'll start reading off our ancestors. If y'all want to throw something in when I get done, because I got a long list. Miles Brown, Mazan, Robert Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, George and William Walter, Christopher Fanny Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Jenny Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman, Normal X, Pet Mile, Ron Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling, and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter Brothers, Miss Edith Brooke Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Meldale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bert Beatty, Sarah Well, Libby the Farmer, Agosto Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles, Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stober, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worrell, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, May Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amitat Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Rustlin Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander. Hold on, I lost my spot, fooling around. Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillimon Aries, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Go ahead, you read that. Yeah, go on up there, sit up there. Introduce yourself, because you know Kwame on the line.
My name is Tykees Cox, and I am a brother in the Gye-Nyame tribe, Hi Kwame, and William Walter West, Nigella Parsons, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Fluent, Falani, Jim Robertson, Gladly Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dicker Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Dallas Walter, DeFriedis Hines, Anine Botts, Edna Botts, Edna Bostic, Anine Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, William Hedley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, and Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Woods, Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Printer Jr.,
Miriam Johnson.
Yeah.
This is like teaching somebody how to drive. He'll get it. Get up. I do the same thing with Cleo. I'll be like, man, but I want the young people to get up. You want to drive a little bit?
No, I'm worse.
And actually, it's because it's written in a cursive font, and I've been doing it so long, so Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Pitty Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pena Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch. And I have to apologize because Warren P. Finch is not on here. So shouts out to my Kujichagulia born sister Tiandra, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word, the First Stage Tribe, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleaves, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Alta Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimmel Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McKay, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno Baby Hatch, Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Nitty Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Coper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary France, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Eve Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Manella, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erlton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Captain Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekel Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. And we got Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lolly Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac, Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy and Raya Ross Riggins, Jamonte Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Jr., Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denisa Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalil Desan, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gantz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominic Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Monger the Third. We lift up our glass and we salute each and every last ancestors on our list. You got some ancestors you want to add? No? All right. Yo, how about your brother? He over there out cold. Sleeping with sunglasses on, man. All right, so we lift up our glass to our ancestors. Huh? Oh. I thought I had all your ancestors on the list.
Not all mine.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow Dowdy, Nicole Harris.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you pin them in a book. But go ahead, Sal.
Tomorrow Dowdy.
Uh-huh.
Nicole Harris.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Okay. Don't try to check me, man. I got your I got about 15 cocks on here. Yeah. You ain't hear them?
Yeah, I did. I heard everyone. And I heard Michael McKinney for it. So.
All right. Your aunt took care of you. All right, so family, I want to thank y'all for allowing us to take the time and to toast your ancestors every day, every day, every day. We got to remember where we came from. We got to remember our personal ancestors. So we lift up our glass and we salute and we say Ashe. From there, family, you know where we go. Trying to keep my word. I'm keeping my word. So y'all know we are the hottest day of the week, and y'all know why it's the hottest day of the week. Go ahead, where you at, crowd? Let them know why it's the hottest day of the week. Because it's that Kujichagulia day, that's right. Yeah. Shouts out to all my Kujichagulia born. We are on Kujichagulia right now. So once again, I'm reading this sheet, letting people know if you're Kujichagulia born, I'm about to break it down for you real quick. But for those that don't know, in Gye-Nyame, we keep the days of the week with our principles. So yesterday was Umoja, today is Kujichagulia, because the principles, we have to strive to pull them alive. So I'm challenging everybody out there. Activate your reticular formation, and I want you to find Kujichagulia out there moving in life for real. All right, so for those that don't know, Kujichagulia means self-determination. We're looking for examples of Kujichagulia, and we want you to post it up on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline so it can make our news feed. The timeline, the Gye-Nyame Journey page, not the private group. The group is hot. But listen, we need some of that good stuff on the actual timeline. Y'all be hiding all this stuff. I know y'all don't want to get fired. Put my name on it. Hell, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing, right? But for those that don't know, Kujichagulia means self-determination. Demonic principle of the day is justice. The color is indigo. I didn't like the indigo color, so I used black. The Hermetic law is correspondence. Now, if I had more time with the MP, we would get into the meat of that, right? But the male name for the day, the livest, is Kwabena, right? Or Kwabina. Kwabena, right? I'm a Kwabena born. I'm Kujichagulia. I'm Kujichagulia born. This is why it's the best day of the week. Give it up for us again. What day of the week they was born on? Which principle? What's your day?
My day is Kofi and my day is Nia.
Oh, you a Nia born? Go ahead, man. All right, y'all all right. You know. But know your day, right? Know your day. Represent your day. So today we on Kujichagulia. Once again, self-determination is that. We got the color. We covered all that. So what we gonna do now? So let's go on and look at the Kujichagulia born. Yeah, I still owe some push-ups. I know Kwame out there just waiting for me to do some push-ups. What is the color for Kuumba? The color for Kuumba is orange. Orange. So I'm supposing the color for Nia is I should know them all by heart. It's yellow. Oh yeah, Nia is hot. So the two I gotta do those push-ups. I'm knock those push-ups. I got witnesses. I'm gonna knock out the push-ups. Matter of fact, I do it on the camera. But God image is Abe. Now, for those who don't understand, now the day names come from a whole tradition. So there's for each day there's an image of the Creator, image of God, and the image for God on this day is Abe in this tradition. And it says, "You are mainly full of fire and determination." I think they meant manly, but they say mainly on here. You are mainly full of fire and determination. You are an inspirator. You are bold. You are a risk taker. What you do is a source of inspiration for others. You do well in works of collective responsibility. You inspire people to do what they need to do. You are willing to risk a change. You can bring about a constructive detour. Certain life crises, managed or accidental, are inevitable for you. Now, this is so true, and my daughter is a Quabanai, and I'm just so because my life accident was a bullet. I'm just saying. This is why I plug into this stuff, right? You risk letting go of familiar, protective identity to stay on a determined purpose. For a while, you are exposed and vulnerable. You are forced to live in yourself in a state of uncertainty. Yet it is from this that you whet your appetite anew to go through change. Changes involves the deepest sort of self-doubt. To go through change. Change involves the deepest sort of self-doubt. Often people become too dependent on institutional parents even to contemplate any risk. And the need for change is often mistranslated. Sometimes only people like you can penetrate the self-doubt or neutralize negative projections. You are willing to risk not only losing status or material possession, you are willing to risk losing your life. Shouts out to all the Quabanai borns and or Kujichagulia borns, and I'm gonna say right now, running Gye-Nyame journey. It's a whole lot of Kujichagulias. I don't know. It's only you might be the only Kofi. We got one Kwame.
Shout out Quasi.
Huh?
Shout out Quasi.
You a Quasi too? Well, dang. Well, hold on. Quasi might be in the run, but we don't got no female. We don't got no female. Imani child. No, we ain't got no female, but we got female Kujichagulia. Shouts out to Tiandra. Shouts out to Navita. Shouts out to Gina G. And of course, what's up? So we still running the count, baby. We running it. All right. So shouts out to the ladies out there. Let's give them another round. All right. So look at my guys. Realizing that by us keeping our promise in a moment, we are keeping our pledge with our ancestors by not forgetting their wisdom and using it to move forward and using it to build, as well as protecting the future of our children by laying the foundation upon which they will build their pyramids to greatness. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From their family, y'all trying to take a drink. Hold on, man. We want to toast our children's children on to infinity, right? Because we always was here and we always will be here. We toast our children and we say, Ashe. From there, we move on and we toast all of our relations and we say, from all of our relations, this is that selfish toast. This is for you. And the question I'll ask is, what is it that you need in this moment right now to move towards the greater you, to move towards your higher self? What's that? You ain't got to say it. Just go on thinking. We holding up that glass for everybody out there that's watching now or listening later. We say, Ashe. Now, last but not least, family, I'm going to make the toast to the most beautiful, uplifting, inspiring, motivated, strong, determined individual, the most determined individual in the room. And family, I toast you. I toast you. Give it up, man. I toast you. I toast you. These young men was up here waiting for me. I even toasted one over there sleeping like he in the CIA. Lift up my glass and I salute you. You know what I'm saying? Because they had that determination today to get here. So we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Go on, take a sip. You can drink it off. You can handle it.
No.
This is man drink. This that mature ambrosia, the drink of the gods. Look at him. He can't handle it. Look at him. Ooh. Boy, you better go and drink that healing elixir.
That's destroy me.
All right, so anybody got something they want to say to the people before I go and turn this off? Y'all want to send some shots out? Don't have to be all that deep or whatever.
Love you, Aunt Tracy.
Yeah. She ain't even watching.
She watches sometimes.
Yeah, she watches
It's like
sometimes.
one at a time.
You know, she might be out there. See, because she'll respond and be like, I'm not a she. I'm not she. Don't call me she. All right. So Miss Tracy, if you out there, shouts out. What is she? She's I don't know what they she.
Oh.
I should know that. I'm ashamed. All right. So, all right. You got something you want to say? You so dramatic. Oh,
No,
man.
threw up the water.
Man, oh my God. So now he throw up ambrosia, then he gonna throw up water. You better not throw up that ambrosia. That's expensive.
I'm about to throw it all up. That's why.
Give me my ambrosia, man. You can't handle that. Give me that. Grown folk. You want that ambrosia?
Pass the cup.
This strong stuff. All right, here we go. Feel that energy flow through you. All right, so family, I'm up, I'm out, and y'all have a great day. We about to start Simba. Matter of fact, I forgot to tell you, we are in, officially this is day 2 because I counted the first day as 0 because we was just getting to know people. We are officially on day 2. And because the process is kind of sped up, those of you who have babies out here, they're going to start, today is the day where they are going to start fitting in. Y'all watch this fire. You're going to start seeing the subtle change. And people that you've been seeing, watching, sitting on the side, is going to start coming into the change. So family, that's why if you look at the title, it's a day of rebirth, right? Because people are going to start coming in. You're going to start seeing it happen slowly. But family, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm going to try to upload this video. But like I said, we are out because I want y'all to see their beautiful faces. Come on, man. Put your face up in the camera so they can see you. Come on now. Y'all some beautiful young men. Y'all sure y'all ain't got nothing? Y'all want to share with the world?
I don't got nothing.
All right. You never know. Because now, remember this. You talking to the future. Because people might not see this, might not be watching this now, but what if 15 years from now, some young person is looking at you and say, look like I can learn something from him. You ain't got no wisdom to drop on him?
Be on the lookout for my next performance.
Oh, be on the lookout for your next performance. Also, family, be on the lookout. Speaking of being on the lookout, be on the lookout for G&J got a free 7-day e-course that will be dropping soon. It's almost done. So I'll be getting at you. We'll be getting at you. All right? So, family, well, hold on. Brother Kwame says, she just needs to know when. She trusts we will get it done sometime this or next week. Oh, what's Ujuma's day looks like for moving boxes? Have to get back to Ujuma. That's the day you supposed to be coming up here. But I got to go to the city anyway. I think we might be able to do that. Yeah, let me think about that. I think we might be able to do that. Because that's a day of silence. Let me see what we could arrange. Because that's like a community project. So that sounds good. Are you coming up here? Because I think they want to do that Wakesa thing. At least explore the emotional language. But, yo, family, I got to go because it's time for us to hit our run. Because Gye-Nyame men run. We run. Simba's run. Huh? We run. Right? So,
We didn't swim. Red tags.
so I'm out. Peace.